When the thing you say, the will always say the things you say. That set fire. Ah, you missed it. The card left. Dominic Ishibuenko. Welcome to another part of this Brooklyn Nine-Nine amazing thing that we're doing. I'm so sorry we didn't have the batteries. We are at 7% off. Not 7%. And what we'll do is we'll have to do, I think we'll have to do episode by episode. Reason as to why is because I kind of I'm in a position where I'm afraid the phone's gonna close. But hey, so like I was saying, we got Terry and Old celebrating with one drink. This episode can be seen in two ways, which is kind of super smart. So the funeral isn't possibly for Old, but it's the grief of losing something or someone, and the grief for Old is losing the precinct. So what if the funeral wasn't the funeral of Vader, but the funeral of Old as the captain of the 99? And if it is as the captain of the 99, this is brilliant. Okay. Okay. We got Terry who is completely drunk. Jake goes to record the Vulture, and it works. But we got my boy out there, a super famous actor, goes in and he's playing bagpipe in the background, which doesn't work. However, guess what? The Vulture is an asshole, and as an asshole, what he does, he goes to Amy and said, "Hey, we're gonna get you." And Amy records it, and there's no bagpipe to get him. So the plan works after all, which is a huge W for a certain Amy Santiago. I don't know why Santiago sounds like the best freaking cheese in the world. Jake goes in to show the proof to something. And talk about there's a good detective work because Ader was a big fisherman, so Jake saw that where he was fishing and knew what fish to fish. So he knew it, which is super, super, super cool. Um,
Precinct's not the same culture. The vulture's the worst. My mango yogurt. Yes, you already mentioned it. Because it's important.
I love this. I love this. There's gonna be two people that do a speech. The first person is gonna be Alt. That is a speech which is horrible. Second one is Jake, who's gonna try to say it's gonna be a really sweet thing, and then the third one is gonna be Terry talking about the yogurt. The coolest thing is the yogurt, which means a lot to Terry, will be, and this is a beautiful episode. It doesn't seem like a beautiful episode, but it is because Alt will talk about the funeral, how it's important, and he will say how what is important. Well, how the precinct was important, and they'll compare it to mango yogurt. Jake will look like he was in a relationship with Aders, but reality is talking about his beloved Amy. So yeah, super cool, super 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 cool. Um, I think it's garbage.
My husband and me, but man, I am.
So then Jake is like, yo, I was in charge of organizing all of these retreats, and then Aders was an asshole because he cheated on his wife with prostitutes. So it make it seem like Jake was the guy who ordered prostitutes. He goes in and he's like, he loses his chance to show the footage or to show the proof to the guy. So then what happened is he goes in front of everybody and he says, you know what? I don't care about what you're saying. I'm gonna be with you if I want to. That's all that matters. So Amy is really grateful for that message, which is super, super, super cool.
Care about never.
Love everything.
Never. Define something you care about. And second one, your darling, your dream job.
Mango yogurt.
Mango yogurt.
I love this. I love this. I love this. Jake does this super sentimental thing. It's a really, really nice speech. And Jake goes in. And you know what's insane? You know what's insane? I don't know if it's the vultures doing, but what you start noticing is everybody's wearing their uniform around the precinct. And for some reason, this is so weird to me. It's like, is something going on? But I think it's just the vulture making them wear their uniform. Which is kind of a douchey thing to do, but hey. No, why they douchey? Well, because we're used. Okay, so if the uniform was important, for example, when Oath got into the precinct, he wanted people to wear a tie, right? But that was a uniform, so it's completely different. Ty was representative of a uniform. However, the uniform wasn't a uniform. Let's repeat ourselves. Ty was a representation of a uniform, but wasn't a uniform. A uniform is a uniform. Tie has meaning. Uniform is meaningful because everybody wears the same thing. Tie has a meaning towards this precinct, this team, the B99. So then Holt was able to fix the problem. He promised the Vulture ton, and I mean ton of publicity. Again with Nick Kroll yesterday, so we're trying to make maintain the dream, you know, and it's super cool. It is super cool because he gets Amy and Jake to be able to date, which is the big sacrifice. But then this is kind of cool. This is really cool because by doing that, Amy is like, and the reality is we don't know the relationship between Amy and her father. I'm not saying that she doesn't have a dad, but Jake father is so shitty that he see Old as a captain. So this is kind of important for both of us. And they both highly respect Old, so the fact that he's approving of them is kind of important.
Sir, I don't know how to anything for the night.
Thank you, sir. You totally
This is so nice.
Vulture will not bust you down or stand in the way of the thing. Sir, I don't know how to anything.
9-9. This is super cool. Boyles is heartbroken. This is so cool. So then Rosa and Gina are good friends because they tell Boyles, you know what, fuck her. There's a ton of fishes out there and you can get a fish. And then Boyles does the most hilarious thing I've seen in my entire life. He makes Rosa wear the aviator glass and their mirror and check if she has something in his teeth. So this was really funny. To me, this was Christmas. To me, this was Christmas. Season 3, episode 3, baby. Oh, okay. Jake gets himself a tarantula. The episode is called The Intuition of Boyle. I don't know what I'm singing. So you have a tarantula, and then Jake is like, "Oh, it's very scary nearby." The whole joke is the fact that Terry has this feather on his head, and Terry's this big mean dude. He's not mean; it's a teddy bear, right? Terry the teddy. And it's really fucking funny. Charles goes in and he says, like, he gives the donut to Jake because he feels this is his comfort food, and he realizes it is a fish donut, which I gotta say, it sounds delightful. So Charles meets this girl and she's into food and he's finding her really, really gorgeous. And this is the same saying as when you look for something and it appears. It wasn't supposed to be there, it wasn't supposed to appear, but you look for it so much that you kind of force this thing, which is something that's kind of cool. So he goes in and they realize that the girl that he fell in love with, is in jail, which was really, really, really funny. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Terry Old goes in with Amy and is like, "Yo, I'm trying to do an outreach program. My lower back, I don't know what happened. It's killing me. I always have to apply pressure because otherwise it's hurting." So then, what happened with Old is like, "Yo, we want to take pictures of cops to represent us better." And Amy's like, He tells Amy, "I would love for you to be the person on the page," and she's super down for it because she's proud of her job and everything like that. Gina says it's a bad idea, which again, Gina is right. Trust Gina. What are we doing? Trust Gina. Oh, my apologies. Oh, we got a new event. We got a new event. So we're gonna end the video here. No, I'm gonna do the whole video. Fuck it. So yeah, so Gina expressed that she's not down with that, which is super cool. Got more of Rosa and Terry, and this is super cool because Rosa and Terry are actually, see, some characters play off of of each other, right? For example, Jake and Charles work well because Jake is super calm in the cup, and Charles is more so like a supportive friend, right? Amy and Rosa work well because Amy is so naive, so good heart, and I think Amy is very much like Terry, to be honest. And when I say very much, oh my god, I'm gonna mission for killing with the orbs. That is brand new. I think that's brand new. That is brand new. Wow. 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 It's an event that I love too. One of my favorite event too. Yeah. So they think that Hitchcock and Scully stole the ice cream. Oh, I love the tower. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be focusing on something else. I'm sorry. But guess what? You rather me lying about it or being honest about it? You rather me lying? Oh, guess what? You're done. You are done. So you are gonna be uploaded. So okay to tell me what you think about me. Oh, I forgot to do the C. I forgot to take out the watermark. That is not good. That is not good. This is good. This is glorious. We did for the glory, only the glory. We live inside the story, inside the story. Charles is convinced that his girlfriend, his non-existent girlfriend, is innocent. Now this is cool because Jake, as a bigger brother, goes in and said, Charles, maybe you're in love, and because you're in love, guess what? Your judgment is clouded. But Charles is like, no, I got an intuition. She is innocent. Like Holt and Amy, that is a very cool thing. It's a very, very cool thing. But once again, Gina is kind of pissed off. Terry finds a spoon, which is the proof that Scully and Hitchcock ate it. But Hitchcock and Scully are like, no, that's not us. Prove it. And this is super cool because Terry is holding her back. This is really going down because she's super into what Charles is saying. We found a match made in heaven. This is very reminiscent of Vivian from first season, but at the same time, not because she's a prisoner in these cuffs, which is super, super, super cool. So then they ask her, "You think he did it?" And she's like, "My ex-boyfriend really didn't like me." Then they go see his art gallery. We got Jake, the artist, and Charles, a art connoisseur with glasses. This is super cool because they find the painting, and the painting is them having sex for 24 hours. So this kind of proves that she's innocent because they were having sex for 24 hours. However, there's a really hot. I'm not into latex play. I'm not king shaming, but I'm not into latex. And the assistant is just fucking gorgeous. And I say fucking gorgeous. I'm not into latex. Well, this texture play. I eat with my eyes. You know? You cannot see the texture of latex, so you don't care. And it's just more clothes when you want to be naked. So there's no proof. They literally go. Terry and Amy literally go to a specialist to say, "Hey, what was on the tablespoon?" Then they say ice cream. Now Amy is pissed off because people have been disfiguring her. They've been graffitiing her and making fun of they do a Hitler mustache. They do everything on her that is not good. Old solution is to tell people like, "Yo, this is vandalism. It will be punished." But then it doesn't go. So what happened, which is really cool, really cool, and they even find Jake and Charles. They even find again the back of my lower back. They find a storage room where they're storing art. So they think that it's possibly her. But guess what? They see that the date where the crime was committed was the same date that they were having sex. So this is the saving. This is super cool. Old admit that is a mistake. Says her to Gina and show them a very nice, and I gotta say, it's a very nice poster. Very, very nice poster. Rosa and Terry, they say that they want to prove that the boys don't carry lactose intolerant. They're eating pizza, and there's cheese on the pizza. And the Scully and Hitchcock are like, yo, sometimes the pain is worth it. So that's pretty much it. That's the episode.
I cheer you up. It's assistant. Why is she here? After you left last night, I was thinking 416. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Charles is super down because he thinks that maybe she's a criminal. Maybe she was behind it after all. Maybe she was behind it after all. And he says, I was wrong. But then Jake is a good friend, and what Jake does? What does Jake do? What does Jake do? What does the Jake do? What does Jake do? He proves that he's a good friend. He goes to console Charles and finish the he finishes the I'm tired, guys. But we're done after that. I'm done. Which is not true. We got 2 more episodes, but one of them is Halloween number 3, which is possibly the best episode I ever saw. So, my apologies. He's a good friend, so he solved the case. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. We're gonna do a video celebrating the event of the tower. So this is really, really good. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.